Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, December 18th, and I am 40 pages into An Imperial Retinue, which is a pretty short book, and it's like a short story collection, and it is like short stories set in the world of the Books of Babel, which is a fantasy series that I read I want to say 2 years ago. I am not entirely sure, honestly, but I really enjoyed that series and I really love those characters. So I only read one short story last week, but like I love being back in that world, back in the tower, and back with those characters. So I'm really enjoying that one and obviously definitely want to finish it, especially because 40 pages in is like 23% of the book. So like I said, it's pretty short. And then I want to read like one last Christmas horror book for my video of reading Christmas horror books, and it is called Where the Dead Go to Die, which I know nothing about. Like, I have no idea what that book is, other than it being set in Christmas and being a horror book. I have no idea what the plot is gonna be, but I do want to read that. And then I am kind of in a fantasy mood, and I mean, An Imperial Retinue is fantasy, but it's like short, and I want a more like immersive fantasy, a longer fantasy. And so I will probably start some fantasy book. And this week I definitely need to finish preparing everything, like all the documents for my like PhD to start, which I mean I have like sent the first version of like the work plan, like the I adapted like what my supervisors gave me and like I sent them and now I'm waiting for their feedback. But yeah, that needs to be finalized this week. And also this week I need to keep looking for houses and keep contacting people because I have less, or I mean, I have exactly 2 weeks to be living in a new place. So yeah, that is fun, super fun. But anyway, I think that's everything I had to say for this intro, and welcome to the vlog. Hello, so it is Tuesday, and I've only read one book, which was the like Christmassy book, which honestly wasn't really that Christmassy. Like it was set around Christmas or like during Christmas. And the only reason why Christmas kind of mattered, or like why it was even mentioned, was because the main character and her daughter were like having Christmas dinner with someone, but they literally could have had that dinner in any other day and the story would be the same. So, I mean, it was set around Christmas, but it was like the Christmas part was kind of irrelevant. But basically, this was kind of a dystopian horror, even though it wasn't really horror. We'll get there. But basically, in the world of this book, people got infected and turned into zombies. They say that they shouldn't call them zombies, they call them smilers, but I mean, it was zombies. The transformation process was, however, different from the typical transformation I have seen, because basically it took very long. It took like months for people, I mean, it could take months for people to transform into the zombies, smilers, whatever. And in those last months of people's lives, some of them went to hospices to, have like assisted care. And we are following Emily, who is a nurse in one of those hospices. And she is still trying to overcome some traumatic things that happened in her own life. And at the same time, trying to protect her daughter from the infections. And we see some of the patients of the hospice. And also pretty much in the beginning of the book, there is a boy that was infected and he was like left there. And we see basically the progression of his infection. And this book was very sad. It wasn't scary in the supernatural sense, like the existence of zombies and like zombies attacking. That wasn't really the scary part, except like kind of one part at the end that was kind of more thrillery. But other than that, the horror, the scary part was like losing people that you love and like seeing them get sick and get weaker and die. Like that was the horror, which obviously is very scary, but not the supernatural horror I was expecting. But I still really, really enjoyed it. I just think that this was more like sad than horror, but I did really enjoy it and I gave it 4 stars. And that is everything that I've read. I am still looking for houses and failing because like either things are only available in like 2025 or like the ones that are available, people don't answer me. And like from the ones that I've seen, only 2 of them had like phone numbers that you could call. And I called them, which was like horrible. Like that was terrifying because phone calls, I hate phone calls. Like my anxiety cannot. But I called them and they didn't answer me. So I suffered for nothing basically. I mean, there was one person that answered my like contact through the website, but like they asked for me to suggest a time for the visit and I did, and they haven't gotten back to me yet. So am I stressed? Yes, very, because that is the only one that has replied, which, you know, I would like to have options, or at least I would like to have that one, which, you know, I don't. But other than that, we're good. We're great. Yeah, I am gonna finish reading An Imperial Retinue. I would love to finish that today. I don't know if I can because it's already kind of late, because I've been looking for houses all day and I've looked in so many websites and I keep seeing the same ones that are not available and I am losing my mind. But yeah, I'm gonna read. I'm also gonna probably watch something because I need to distract myself from my own life. And I also wanna read some other fantasy book. No idea what, but there are so many fantasy books in my TBR, it's honestly concerning. And I also need to still finish some things for like the documents that I need to send. So yeah, definitely will also work on that. That's all that I wanted to say for now. I don't really have like much to update, but I had the camera on because I was filming like stuff for my Christmas horror books video thing. So yeah, that's why I was filming. So yeah, I am gonna go freak out some more. Hi, I meant to update you like so much sooner in the week because it is Saturday at 10:37 p.m. So definitely much later than I expected to update. But this week has been kind of chaotic, and today I went to see some houses. I had only been able to like schedule to see 2 houses because I contacted like 20 people and only those 2 replied to me. And the issue is that one of them is actually only available for 3 months. But that was like definitely an option because like I can't find anything. But like what I can't actually find, like people aren't replying, and that one is cheaper, like the rent is cheaper than the other one. So that was like definitely an option, and that was the first one I was gonna check. And then there was a second one that was like, it was bigger and it was more expensive and it was like available for a longer period of time. But basically I, you know, got there and I was going to like my first appointment and I got a text from the owner of the house of the second appointment saying that actually like someone that he knew was interested in the house, and so he didn't know if he was gonna do like, if he was gonna show the house to other people anymore. I was like, okay, well, let me know when you know. And you know what, I am still waiting for a reply. So there's that. So yeah, that went great. But I did go see the other house, and I did get that one. I am gonna be staying there for 3 months, and now I have 3 months to look for a new place because it is hard. And the guy was saying that yeah, like everyone is struggling, and he does rent houses like for shorter periods of time, and he says that every time he rents it to someone, like they struggle to find somewhere else to stay because yeah, it's hard, like I was saying. And I also had to like keep preparing documents and stuff for my PhD. And yeah, this week has just been kind of chaotic, and also like preparing things for Christmas. And yeah, it is Saturday night. And in terms of reading, which I guess is what you're here for, I finished An Imperial Retinue, and I really, really enjoyed it. I loved being back in the world of the Tower of Babel, and like in the Tower of Babel itself, and to see characters that I had met in the Books of Babel series, and it was really fun. And like that place, the Tower of Babel, is such like a hostile, horrible place, but it also has like such. I mean, it has very like horrible people, but it also has like some great people, and definitely some great characters. Some of them being good people, some of them being bad people, but like just great characters. And yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed that one. And I give it 4 stars. And then I started another book, and I'm actually 81% in. And that is Bonesmith, which came out this year. I don't know exactly when, in July. In July this year. And I am absolutely obsessed with this book. And we are following Ren, and she is a bonesmith. And like in the world that she lives, the dead are like roaming the world, or like the undead, I suppose. And the bonesmiths, they can like sever the ghosts from the actual body, and they can like in a way control the bodies like bones. And there are some of the bonesmiths that are valkyrs, who are like warriors basically that fight against the ghosts. And Ren, our main character, she wants to be a valkyr, and at the beginning of the book she is like doing the trials, the competition to become a valkyr, but she is betrayed and she does not manage to be accepted and become a Valkyr. And so she is sent to like the wall that is the protection from the breach, which is just full of undead. And that just reminds me of Game of Thrones, which it does say like in the, it's not the synopsis, but like the beginning sentences, like before the synopsis, it says Gideon the Ninth meets Game of Thrones White Walkers. And like, yes, it definitely does remind me of that, like in a good way. And I have not read Gideon the Ninth, but it is definitely in my TBR. And I have not read Game of Thrones, but I have watched Game of Thrones. And yeah, she is there at that place. And then the prince gets there, and then the prince gets kidnapped. And so to prove herself, she wants to like find the prince. And to do that, to find the prince, she has to work with Julian, who is an ironsmith. And like ironsmiths and bonesmiths are kind of enemies, and they, like I said, have to work together. And also like she discovers that some people that were supposed to not exist, like actually they do, and they're like right there. And also she finds out some magic that she had no idea like was possible also is possible, and it still exists. And I am obsessed with this book. Like I love the characters, I love the world, and I absolutely love the magic system. And like every scene with the dead, absolutely love it. And also I'm not hating the romance, which for me that's huge. And I'm absolutely obsessed with this book. I love Ren, I love Julian, and I love Leo, I think that's his name, the prince. He's really, really funny, and I absolutely love them all. I love their dynamic. I love everything about this book. Like I have 20% to go, and I mean, I have loved every single second of the first 80% of this book. I cannot imagine giving it less than 4.5 stars, possibly 5, depending on how it ends. But yeah, I am absolutely obsessed. today, like when we went to see the houses, my mom went with me, and then when we were on the train, like on our way back, she fell asleep, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this audiobook. Because I mean, I am reading and also listening to the audiobook, but I did not take my e-reader, so I was just listening to the audiobook on the train on the way back, and I was having the best time. And yeah, that's the update. I definitely intend on finishing it tonight. Absolutely no idea what I will read next, but I like this has definitely kept me in a fantasy mood, like maybe even more than I was before, because I'm just really obsessed with this book. And yeah, I think that is everything that I had to say, because even though it has been like a chaotic week, like nothing else interesting has happened, because it's just like a lot of, preparing documents and looking for houses and, kind of boring-ish stuff. And yeah, tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so we are definitely gonna be needing to prepare for that, because it is gonna be like at our house, and we have definitely a lot to cook. I mean, I'm not gonna cook because I hate cooking. I'm gonna bake. Not that I like baking, but it's less bad than cooking, and also it's not like I have a choice not to help, so I'd rather do the baking than the cooking. I will probably not talk to you tomorrow, because tomorrow will definitely be very, very chaotic and I will not have time. So I will probably only talk to you on Monday to wrap up this vlog. And that is actually gonna be Christmas Day. So I will talk to you on Christmas Day. Hello, so it is Monday and Christmas, and I'm here to wrap up this vlog, obviously, and honestly, I don't really have much to say, because I just finished reading Bonesmith on Saturday night. That was it, because yesterday was in fact chaotic. I had no time to do anything other than, prepare for Christmas Eve dinner. Like other than that, there was nothing else that I did. So I did not read anything else. But in terms of Bonesmith, I absolutely loved it. And the reveal plot twist thing that happened at the end of the book, it was like what I was expecting, but more importantly, it was what I was wanting. So again, it was like absolutely perfect. It was everything that I wanted, and I just love that book so much. Like, I love the characters, I love the plot, I love the world, I love the reveal, and even the romance, like, I kind of liked it. And I never like romance, so that is a huge win for me. And yeah, I absolutely love that book. I thought it was absolutely perfect for me, and obviously gave it 5 stars. And yeah, I didn't read anything else, so that was everything that I had to update. It was also my 130th book of the year, and it was 5 stars. And I finished November with around 120, so I was like, I want to at least get to 130 now. And not only did I reach 130, it was also a 5-star book. So I am very happy about that. And yeah, that was everything that I had to update on about my reading, and Christmas was also super fun. And yeah, so this week I finished An Imperial Retinue. I read Where the Dead Go to Die, and I read Bonesmith, which is 858 pages, which for how this week went, I'm very happy with that. And I'm also very happy with the books, because 2 of them were 4 stars and 1 was 5 stars. So great reading. And yeah, that is everything for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!